Hello everyone, it's Dr. Sam. I'd like to welcome you to my EyeClarity podcast. This is a show that offers cutting-edge information on how to improve your vision and overall wellness through holistic methods. I so appreciate you spending part of your day with me. If you have questions, you can send them to hello@drsamberne.com. Now, to the latest EyeClarity episode. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sam, and I'd like to welcome you to another EyeClarity podcast. So if you want to send me your questions, you can now text me 1-844-932-1291. That's 844-932-1291. So I'm going to be in California, Southern California, in early March. I'm going to be doing a few of my very popular master classes. I haven't really done these since COVID, but this is an opportunity where you get direct access to me one-on-one, and you get to work through your vision problems. It's a great opportunity because you'll get a few Zoom sessions with me before and after, and then you're going to get a one-on-one meeting with me during the actual master class. So I'm going to really get to know you. I'm only going to take 6 people. I'll be doing it in San Diego, Los Angeles, and Santa Barbara. So check the dates. Again, that's my master class 2023. My new book, Vital Vision, is coming out in February. We're in a pre-sale right now, so if you want to order it, a lot of ways to get that book. If you just want to buy it, you can get a discount. I also am offering different tiers as a way to interact with me. I'm going to be doing an online Zoom workshop in April, and I'm going to be doing an in-person event here at the Geodome in Santa Fe in mid-September. So if you want to come to that, you can do so again through my web store and the portal of buying my book, Vital Vision. All right, let's get to today's show, and I'm going to take a question that I get a lot. So before I go into the content of this, I want to do a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that what I'm about to talk about is educational only. And it is not a substitute for going to your medical doctor, working with him or her for the diagnosis and treatment. This is purely educational information, and this is my opinion. In some of the things that I recommend for people, there isn't a whole lot of science behind it. I do have a lot of clinical experience, but I'm not making any claims or guarantees. You must use your intuition and your research to make your own judgment. Okay, that being said, I'm going to take the question about eye health and scar tissue. So the question I get a lot is, can you reverse scar tissue in the eyes? Well, to answer that question, I have to say a couple of things. That scarring is, in some ways, a natural healing process that occurs after surgery, injury, inflammation, and all of the above. And in terms of the eyes, what I have seen is that there may be a process that you can go through to reverse scar tissue that forms in the eyes. And I'm referring a lot to the eye surgeries that are done today and the laser procedures. So the eyes, as you know, are part of the brain. They're basically the external representation of the brain. And very early in our prenatal development, the eyes start to form as optical vesicles. And some of the material that the eyes are made of would be things like amino acids, collagen, water, and many other things. And when I think of the retina, it is the internal lining of the eye. It's kind of like the internal skin. It's a very, very sensitive tissue. And it requires one of the highest metabolic needs in the body. The cornea is another tissue that's vulnerable, where you can get corneal scarring from a variety of different ways. Injury, trauma, again, surgery, certain corneal dystrophies. Okay, so I'm going to get to the protocol that I recommend. And again, you've got to do your own research on this. This is based on my clinical experience. And again, it doesn't work for everybody. So number one on my list is MSM eye drops. You know, MSM is a collagen creator. It is anti-inflammatory. It's very moisturizing and lubricating. In the higher concentration, MSM can improve your vitreous health, which is the gel sac that has the problematic floaters in it. So MSM eye drops would be number one on my list for scar tissue. The prescription is somewhere like 1 drop 4 times a day. My number two is my castor oil eye drops. Castor oil has been shown to support blood flow, soften adhesions and scar tissue, and also reduce inflammation. Again, I like to start with 1 drop in the evening before bed. If it's a positive experience, you could do it morning and evening, but castor oil would be my number two. One of the things I like about castor oil is it tends to penetrate deeply into your tissue, and I have seen it in certain cases begin to break down scar tissue adhesions and reduce inflammation. My next all-star in this process is the essential oil Helichrysum italicum. So Helichrysum is an essential oil that has antibacterial properties. It's really supportive for encouraging wound healing and reducing scarring. Now, we can't put Helichrysum directly in our eyes, but you can use what we call a hydrosol. This is a mist which has Helichrysum italicum in it. And when an essential oil is steam distilled, there's part of the essential oil that goes directly to the oil, and part of the essential oil that is carried by the water vapor. And so the Helichrysum is in this water vapor, and it becomes this mist / spray, and we call it a hydrosol. And so you spray the hydrosol initially holding the bottle, say 4 to 5 inches away from your eyes. You can do it with your eyes closed. You can also do it with your eyes open once you get used to it. But you're looking at the prescription of doing the mist probably 6 to 8 times a day. My next all-star in scar tissue is red light. So I've done a few blogs and posts on the exciting research of Glenn Jeffries and his team, the University College of London, on the benefits of red light on our eyes. And you can reference both my blog and his research article, but basically red light supports mitochondria function. It reduces what we call ROS, which is the aging molecule that tends to increase because our mitochondria decreases. But what happens in red light is the red light stimulates the mitochondria, so it increases ATP and it reduces the aging molecule ROS. So with red light, I would suggest 5 minutes looking through the red light 5 days a week for at least 3 months. And again, red light improves the mitochondria function in the eye, and if it works, it works. But according to Dr. Jeffries, it's a wonderful, non-invasive way to restore declining eyesight. And then finally, there's a digestive enzyme that I've used for a long time, and it's called Serrapeptase. And a little backstory on it, it's an enzyme that's isolated from bacteria found in silkworms. It was used a lot in Europe and Japan to reduce inflammation, pain, and trauma. In fact, if you read up on serrapeptase, dentistry uses it, especially following minor surgical procedures, such as tooth removals, reducing pain and swelling in the face. And serrapeptase may be able to dissolve scar tissue or non-living muscle tissue, which makes it ideal for reducing scars. Now, serrapeptase also, as an enzyme, dissolves debris, and this could be even in the eye tissue. So conditions like macular edema, iritis, uveitis might be able to be helped by supplementing with this proteolytic enzyme. That's what it's called. In fact, in some studies that I've read, serrapeptase works better than non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and it has less side effects. I've seen serrapeptase used in arthritis, neurological disorders, especially Alzheimer's, heart disease, respiratory issues, muscle inflammation. It's pretty amazing with serrapeptase because it can decrease swelling and reduce the formation of scar tissue, reduce excess mucus, break down excess proteins, and control the histamine response that occurs in inflammation. So dose would be somewhere between 15 to 30 milligrams a day. My suggestion would be to take it on an empty stomach, usually first thing in the morning or between meals. And if it's going to work, you're going to see some changes in about 3 months. So again, I want to say that removing scar tissue from the eye is a possibility. These are things that I use, agents that support the eyes without the side effects of pharmaceutical drugs. And if you're going to embark on this process, be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. It could take up to 6 months or a year. And you've got to chart your eyesight improvement and stay with it. Be persistent, be disciplined, and be patient. So that's our show for today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, take care. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from the EyeClarity podcast show today. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Spotify and leave a review. See you here next time.